Welcome back to Roblox Studio, ladies and gentlemen, or as I like to call it, the part of my life where I really wish somebody else was doing this for me. Last time, I fixed Route 68, which, if you don't remember, looked like a raccoon got drunk and tried to lay asphalt. This time, we've upgraded to a building built by a human, or lack thereof, who treated Roblox Studio like a coloring book and then accidentally submitted it as an official government project. I mean, this thing is so ugly. It looks like a school. Now, I'm not planning to tear this entire building down to the studs. The exterior will mostly stay the same, but I'm going to focus mainly on this front office for this video. I want to make it look clean, modern, inviting, and a whole lot more secure. So, that's my plan for today. The last FBI base didn't even have a public common area, so the Department High Command specifically requested one so people can come in, ask questions, file reports. Pretty simple. I think we can get that done. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for the agents who've had to work here. Walking into this place is like showing up for a homeroom in preschool, but I'm glad to at least give them a temporary upgrade until the new station is built. And by the time I'm done here, hopefully the front office won't just look functional, but it'll be the type of place you want to walk into and suddenly start rehearsing your alibi for. Now, let's see if we can't get this mess fixed. Now, as you can see, I've actually redone the gate system for the secure areas of this base, so they'll actually have a double locking gate system. This will probably be redone eventually. I don't know if we're going to keep it as 2 gates, but for now it's going to be staying as that. Now, I don't know if we could tell, but we're clearly not in Sandy Shores anymore. This is a separate base plate just for the FBI base because it's so damn big and I don't feel like working on it in a Roblox Studio. So thank God we moved it here. Now, like I said before, the first main section I'm going to do here is the front office. Cryptic already came in here and tried to fix some of it. He added these tables in here. He did some of the lighting, stuff like that. So it doesn't look too bad, but it definitely does not look the best, and I want to redo that as best as possible. So we're going to start by ripping out the actual front section of the FBI base and redoing it from scratch. Now, I finished with the general exterior design. I think I went with this offset T look. I think it'll complement the building pretty well. I was going to bring this entire section out from here and bring it out, but nah, I'm just going to make it like this. Now, I'm going to get a few assets from a different studio and plop them in here. Mainly doors is what I'm going to use. I'm going to redo the 2 front entrances. So instead of one, we're going to have one here and another one on the side for a side entry for this parking lot, which is where people are supposed to park. And then I'll start decorating the inside. My main focus here, I think what I'm going to do for a front office, now I'm not too sure what my design is for this front area, but I think I'll have a front desk here-ish area. And what I'll do, actually here, I'll draw it for you, is I'll bring out a front desk area like right here, maybe like that, so something like that, or maybe bring it in a little bit less like that, and then people will be able to walk up, get their ID or whatever, and then walk in like that. Now I really want to do this front door area well. This is going to be a double airlock security door, so people can't get in that aren't supposed to get in. So I'm going to focus on that. Now I'm going to go get the doors and different assets, and I will meet you back when I'm done with that. I just finished with the front door segment. Now I'm going to move on to the actual small details of the entrances. So obviously you want your main entrance for a building to be kind of grand. If it looks like a doctor's office, you're kind of doing it wrong. So I want to add an overhang here for shade. This building's really tall, and I kind of see it now how tall it is. I don't know if it'll stay this tall forever, but for now I'm going to keep it this height just because, well, why not? It makes it look pretty big, so I like it. I like how large the building looks from the outside. Definitely looks grandiose. It looks like an FBI station to me so far, so that's good. Now, I'm going to add these small details in here, just kind of for the heck of it. They don't really need to go in anywhere. They don't really, or they're not really required to be here, but I do like adding the small details, definitely, because I know they do add to a building when people look up in an area and they see, oh, wow, they really modeled that. Well, kind of why I do it, because people see that stuff eventually and they will notice it, especially if they're watching the video. They see how much detail I put into stuff, and you know, if you're building a game or building a building for somebody and you're kind of struggling with an idea, it's understandable, but if you can try and put the small details into things, people will notice. I promise you that, especially if you're on a development team, whether it's small or large. I'm sure whatever you're working on, whether it's building or scripting or modeling, small details matter. So that's what I kind of like to try and focus on in most builds of mine. Let me get these details done real quick. I don't really know what I'm going to do for these actual overhangs. I'm probably just going to model like I have it here. Just a small little, I guess you can call it rain overhang, whatever you want to call it. If you've been seeing me switch between my select, rotate, and drag tools like this right here without actually going up here and clicking on this and clicking and rotate, I'm doing it with my number pad. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I think. Yeah, 5 is just a dimensional movement. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is your actual movement. So instead of coming here and clicking select and move and scale, you can actually just click the numbers on your keyboard. It saves a lot of time. I actually just figured this out like a few months ago after watching somebody's stream on it, so I just started doing it, and it's already saved me probably hours and hours and hours of my own time over the length of building different buildings. So that's how I'm doing that, in case you wondered. This overhang looks good, but I do know it needs some lights for sure. And I do like doing lights. I don't know if anybody else preferably likes making like lighting fixtures on the outside of buildings, but I definitely like it when things are lit very well. Lighting is a very attractive feature to add into any building you're making, so I love adding lighting. Before that though, I am liking this overhang and the little wood accent it has. I'm wondering if I don't just continue that around the facade here. If I don't just do that, will that look dumb or will it look good? Let me see if I just bring this here, bring this, actually I could just, I want to just do this, copy paste, oh, like that, there you go. If I just do this and like make it on the entire length of this, ooh, that's hard. Wait, I like that, wait a minute. Ooh, okay, all right, I think I'm gonna do that. Let me do that across the length, and I'll cut back to the rest of the building when I'm done with that. Okay, so I found my design finally there. I know in the speed build you guys just saw me deciding between two different roof designs. I kind of eventually went with this. So I actually raised it from this second tier to the final top one. It looks interesting. It looks good. I think it looks actually good. It definitely doesn't take away from the school vibe that this building already has going for it. So I can't really say whether or not it's supposed to be like this, but oh well. I think it looks good for now. Anyways, this is really a temporary holdover, so it's not supposed to look like 1,000 times better than it was here, but at least a little bit cleaner as well. Now, I'm going to do what I love to do, which is the windows and lighting. And let me share a little bit of sauce with you guys real quick. So windows, most people, probably 90% of the development community uses one of two materials for windows. It's either going to be glass or smooth plastic with a transparency of like 0.6. Those are okay alternatives, but I use something a lot different that most people haven't really caught on to yet. First of all, let me show you something. So we have a black metal that we're working with here. If we change this to something called force field, it actually goes transparent. Notice how the transparency is still 0% in the actual properties. It's actually not 0%, it's transparent now. This is probably one of the best glass materials you can use in Studio right now. Because of number one, the main glass material that people use is not the best. It has distortion on it. It's not like perfect. It removes decals from both sides of the windows. If something is slightly transparent and it has a decal on it, like a blacked out window or a tree leaf, it'll just make those things disappear. And I don't like that trait very much, especially because Sandy Shores has a crap ton of trees. So I like to use this force field because it gives you a cool little effect. If you get close to the side of the glass and you move, if you move off axis of it, it actually reduces the amount you can see into the room itself. Whereas glass doesn't really have that effect. Also, you have to constantly change the transparency to like 0.6 or something like that. 0.5 is usually what I'm doing. Or no, 0.4, sorry. Or 0.7? Yeah, that's the one. Like, I don't like this. This part of a glass sucks because it like makes it look stupid. You got those like little weird lines. I know it's quote unquote realistic to real life, but I just think force field looks so much better, and it looks crazy when you put it on light colors like this. Like that looks so good, and it gives you a nice little outline like a double pane glass would usually in real life. Like you just don't get that with glass. So that's why I personally go with force field. A lot of people don't because it's weird, but I love the force field material. And if you're using new materials in your game, if you're usually using glass, I encourage you to try and use force field because it looks just that much better. It really, really, really does. I'm going to put the glass around and then I'm going to do lighting. I love doing the lighting. Lighting is super important. So let me get back to that and I'll give you some sauce on that as well. right, glass is in. I think it looks great, actually. Sometimes people tell me, ooh, Basher, what's the glass you use? Well, now you know, it's force field. Let's just say, for instance, now this isn't true, I don't like how transparent it is. Now, the only downside with force field is you cannot change the transparency past 0. So obviously, if you don't like how non-transparent this is, then what can you do? Well, I'll tell you something. If you have a decal called black, so it's like a, here, I'll just show you. Let me get it. It's a decal that is just the color black, like this. Copy this and put it on your window. It will, oh, nope, sorry. You gotta change the transparency first, sorry. Transparency to like 6.5, then you can change the transparency of your window. This is technically the only way I found that you can change transparency of the actual force field material. If anybody has any other better alternatives to this, I will more than likely listen to you. But I've tried everything from this to duplicating it a million times, and this is just the easiest and safest way I've found to make the tint a little bit darker on force field. So that's that. I'm going to keep the tint it actually has on here because I like it. It's not too dark at all. So we're going to keep it like that for now. Now, lighting. There are a lot of different ways to do lighting, especially outdoor and indoor lighting. I don't know what exactly I want to do for the lighting system yet. I'm thinking I just want to do some inset lighting. So like a pop-in lighting and just have it shine down on the sidewalks and on the outside. That way people can, you know, see where the hell they're going, first of all. And then also for security, people will be able to look in and see instantly, oh, someone's in there. Oh, no one's in there. And then, you know, there won't be any problems with breaching or anything like that. I do actually, speaking of, I do actually have to work on security of the base. So let me start working on that inner door system because it's going to need a double airlock system for the doors. So let me see if I can't get that to work real quick. Maybe I'll speed up this section, but all I'm going to do is just add a new door here, make it an airlock, and then start working on that front office section. And then I'll do lighting and stuff like that. All right, it's day 2 of the recording. Last time, I think I didn't finish the exterior. Well, this time it's done. I've added a few different things to the exterior, like these little brick columns here, just to tie it into the rest of the building. I added the exterior lighting, obviously, and I changed the roof facade to something different. It's a little bit different now. It was wood, now it's metal. I think it'll tie better into the rest of the building. Yes, this still looks like an elementary school, I'm very aware, but I'm doing what I can to keep it from looking like a, well, worse of a elementary school. Now, I'm going to focus on the interior lighting for the rest of this project, and then obviously we're going to get to the interior setup here, but I want to find a lighting that looks good, that looks modern and clean. I like the type of office lighting. I think I saw it. It's like staggered like this. It's like not all fully even, but it's, you know, kind of modern and nice looking, at least in some capacity or form, like that. I like that, actually. That looks sick. So I think we're going to try some lighting here. I also want to get a center room, like a lighting fixture for the center of the room where the two areas combine. I think that would look really nice and clean. So I'm going to experiment with some lighting here, try some different lighting fixtures. I'm not sure if I'm going to do these like little silver bulbs on the inside, little round ones on here, or do these little lines. Not entirely sure. I'll probably do the lines. I also added this little, just nothing, little exterior line just for looks, and it doesn't really do anything. It's just here. Kind of looks cool from the outside though. You can see it shining down. So I think I'll keep that. It looks pretty neat. But I'm going to try and fix this interior lighting and make it look at least a little bit hospitable. Cool. Now, the interior lighting is done, thankfully, and I think it looks great. I put a little accent lighting here. It's surface lighting appearance. It's just on this, and it shines down the walls. Makes a cool little thing right there. Now, I want to put a meeting room in this section of the new front desk area. So I think what I'm going to do is cordon this area off of the wall and put some doors there, make it a secure area, and then we will make a little meeting room there. Now, for the rest of this area, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I'm not sure the design I want to take or the different things I want to put in terms of like a security desk, but I'm sure I'm going to figure that out eventually. But I have a general plan, I just don't have a solidified one. But let me cordon this room off and make it into a quick little community meeting room. I think that's what I want to do with this at least. Now, the interior design of this building is kind of be a problem because I don't know exactly what direction I want to take it. I know I want meeting chairs, I want some just sitting room, just stuff like that, but there's so much room to work with here that it's hard to, like, I don't know, put stuff up. I already kind of helped the situation by putting a section right here, which is nice, but it doesn't solve the rest of the 75% of the room we got to take care of. I'm thinking we put some sort of clothing display somewhere, maybe. I know they used to have clothing in their department front desk area, but they removed it, so I don't know what to put there. There could be awards. There could be an award room. There could be... Oh, I know what I could put there. I could put a evidence room. Or not an evidence room, but like a statement room maybe would be that wing right here. Like 2 evidence rooms. That'd be nice. Or I keep calling it evidence room. 2 different witness testimonial rooms. Maybe like that. Some police departments have that in a secure area of the station. I think that'd be nice for FBI, but they might not use it, so I'm not sure. What I'm going to do now, though, is make the front security desk, and I already know I want it to be kind of a walk-up reception type deal. Oh, man, I'm not sure. Maybe I will. I think I will do that. Yeah. Anyways, I'll speed build it. I'll speed this part up just so you guys don't have to see me trying to think this one out. And then I will cut back to when I finish this section of the station. I'll actually stop the little speed build here for a second, because something important you got to think of is your scale of what you're making in a building. You need to have a scale at all times. Usually I just use an R6 dummy or an R15 dummy to scale things properly, because if you make a counter and you don't know what the scale you're working with is, you're going to end up with a counter the size of your humanoid, which is not good. Things tend to get out of proportion in Studio very fast, so I like to use a dummy of some sort to kind of gauge where that middle ground is for the chest. Eventually you do get good at guessing heights and stuff like that, but even today I still have gotten turned around with some heights of chairs and even desks, and they've come up to chin height and I had to redo it. So just think about that when you're making interiorizations to a building. You got to think about the height of your player. Anyways, I'll keep the speed build going for me. so this section's done for now. I'll come back and put some decals and chairs in the room and whatnot. We're gonna leave that for right now. Now, the main section. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think what I'm gonna do is put just a bunch of chairs in here, some plants, some decorative stuff. For a central lighting feature, I can't decide on one right now, so I'll just leave it blank. I'll leave it with the standardized lighting I put here originally, and we'll leave that for a different day. But I'm gonna put some basic chairs down, put some room stuff in. Hopefully it'll look decent, better than what we had before. It's gonna look a little empty, but that's okay. Remember, when you're making interior, you gotta make sure your walls line up and everything like that. If you're gonna put chairs down, make sure they're not sticking into the windows and crap like that. I used to do that a lot. But yeah, I think I'll do that. And then I got to finish off the security desk front area for the actual security of the front of the FBI station. So let me do that. And then I will catch you guys when it's done. Okay, and we're done with the main section of the main greeting hall. I put a bunch of plants down. I put a little planter here, some chairs, stuff like that. I think we're gonna put either accolades here or like some sort of trophies, something here later. But for now, I put little poster boards and left it at that. This building's been really fun actually to make. I really enjoyed the process I've gone through making the actual new design for the open space area that the public's gonna use. So yeah, I've enjoyed that, and I also enjoyed making the security gates over here too. That was also really fun. So let me just finish this up, and then I'll close this video out. All right, there we go. That's it. We're done. I think that's the final touches I put on here. I'm not a fan of the way that these little statement rooms turned out. I will be redoing these eventually, but I won't put that in this video because that's already going to be too boring for this. I'll come back to those and fix those. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Let me know what you think about the building in the comments. Again, I'm going to come back to this and probably fix the statement rooms. So with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.